Where's the crash site now?
Over there. We're getting closer.
Hello there, Sir from 17 once again, bringing you the second section to the Titan Factory, Chapter 10 of my Enslaved hard difficulty video walkthrough. And we've just come back from collecting that orb cache, so we have to move across here towards where Piggy's moving, and just follow him to the next section of the Titan Factory. And this is actually the last section, and one of the more interesting ones as far as complexity goes, because you have to jump across a sequence of different platforms to press buttons, to get rid of turrets, to move platforms, and various other things to get Tripp over to an area that she has to hack. And it can be quite challenging, this, because it's not really clear on exactly how it wants you to proceed. I mean, the shining platforms are a pretty good indication, and common sense is probably going to take you quite far, but I don't know, it just could have been signposted a little better sometimes. It's just through, you know, running around for 20 minutes not knowing what the fuck I'm doing that I've managed to find it out myself, so it's not like you're going to get stuck on it, but it's not the most obvious section. But right now there's just going to be a fight with a bunch of robots when you drop down to this bottom vantage point, and it's not too challenging because we've been fighting robots pretty much the entire game, so by now you should be pretty good at it, and if you're not, then I don't know, maybe you refuse to learn, maybe maybe you prefer a challenge, I don't know. But what I generally do is I run past them all to get over here towards the guy who's faulty, lure them together, beat him up as best I can in the crowd, roll like an idiot if I can't hit him, and just pray for that prompt as quickly as possible so I can clean up his buddies. And there's the prompt, press B, straight into the animation, and then you get to throw him into his pals. So another two robots bite the dust with the explosion, and there's just one over here, and he's just charged up his unblockable attack. So what do? I unleash my unblockable attack, so fuck you, buddy! But there's the nice bit of combat. Now you can see that Tripp wants to go somewhere. There she is, and now we just have to escort her and throw her up and then do some platforming. So watch what I do, follow it in kind, and you shouldn't have any problems with this part of the game. I think there's only a few chapters left, so the guide is well on its way, and there's probably a lot of people that have just gone through, completely upgraded from the first playthrough onto hard and had no trouble whatsoever, so this might not get the best reception of guides, but it's a good game. I wanted to do it and I enjoyed recording it, so I hope you guys enjoy it too. But I'll talk a little bit on topic now of something I mentioned in one of the earlier Enslaved videos, keeping it topical to this guide. And I mentioned a buddy of mine who was getting into making videos. I also mentioned how he had an intro that had a couple of elements that were a little bit too similar to my work, which it didn't piss me off because he's a friend and it was completely, you know, accidental. I don't think it was intentional whatsoever, or there was no malice behind it. But I mentioned it to him, and he pulled the videos down and changed his intro. The only problem is, with my buddy, is he didn't speak to me and ask what I didn't like or what I thought was too similar to mine. So he's now changed his intro, re-uploaded some videos, and unfortunately he's taken out the one thing I didn't mind, which was the video intro part, because I thought it was good, I thought it worked well, and he's kept in everything that is similar to mine. So I haven't had the guts to say it to him because he's not come to me at all, and if he's watching this video, sorry dude, but you know, it's what it is. And it kind of sucks as well because the intro he had before was really good and I liked it a lot. The thing that was too similar was the text. And I've explained that in another video, so if you go back in the early video of the Enslaved guide, you'll understand exactly what it's about. And I don't know if he watches every video I make or if he'll hear this, but this is my way of telling you, dude, you've ruined your intro. But yeah, it's just, isn't it funny how a lack of communication between friends can sometimes just turn into something else? It's just strange, really strange. But once you get up here, you can destroy this turret guy, snap his lovely neck, and then you can carry on with the next section of the game. There you go. See you later, pal. But Deus Ex, I have said a lot of bad things about it in this guide purely because I'm on my first playthrough and it's going really rough. There is a lot of good stuff about it though. The game looks lovely. It really does. I was stunned by how good it looked because it's got an aesthetic that just works. It's got a colour scheme and a palette that I like, and it's stylistically of an era and of a vision that is something that I really love, which is obviously futuristic noir. I'm a massive Blade Runner fan, absolutely love it, and that's exactly what it's trying to style and motif itself over, so it just looks great. And my favourite thing so far, easily, is the music. The music is beautiful. And I could safely say, guys, I mentioned before I went away that I was looking into changing my intro, and what I generally do when it comes to my intros is if I'm playing a game and a cutscene comes up and it's something that I think is either cool or I immediately get that feeling of, wow, that is awesome, then I'll change it for my intro. That's what happened with the Kane and Lynch thing, that's what happened with the Castlevania thing, and my next intro I can now share with you guys is going to be from Deus Ex's intro, because it goes into some awesome FMV when your character's getting augmented, and it is just the most beautiful, completely beautiful design work done on the FMV, because it's got these gold hues, it's got like night glare happening with gold and whites and just all sorts of just feathered, you know, palettes. It's just great. It just looks awesome. Black, gold, white, silvers, lights, you know, particle effects. It looks glorious, and that's what I'm going to be using, so look forward to seeing that. But once you push the ramp over, you can jump across here and get to this button, and then I think this is going to twist the platform so that either Tripp or you... No, it's going to twist the platform so that I can get over to where Tripp is from that middle platform now. So it does make sense, it just can be a little confusing. And there is a section coming up which is a bit of a pain in the ass, because when she does get to the top and you get to her, she gets attacked by a bunch of robots, and if you don't get to her in time and kill them all, they'll kill her and it's game over, which fucking sucks. I hate that. And I was mentioning Valkyrie Profile a lot in the last few videos. There are a couple of encounters on Valkyrie Profile where you have to either defend a person or get to a person before they die, and if they die, it's game over regardless. And you can be doing perfectly, your entire team can have no damage whatsoever, and that person will die because they're fucking garbage and the AI is merciless and you fail, and I hate that. That is up there with some of the worst mechanics in games. Protecting people, escorting people, following people, hate it all. Fucking bullshit. But once she's got across across the gap, sorry, you have to press the button again so that it's going to swing the platform back across there so that you can climb onto the stuff and do your monkey business. Get to Tripp and then continue on the last part of the level. But there's some good games coming out now, people. I hope you guys are as excited as me. That is the one thing that's impacted me most, because 3 weeks, I feel like I know nothing. I've been out of the loop, because the campsite that we stayed on was absolutely lovely, and as I mentioned, I am going to go into more detail about it depending on what videos I upload, because I'm going to get the Resurrection Pack, which I've missed out on from being away, and I'm going to be doing some videos about zombies, and that could be a really, really good video to talk about my holiday on, because zombies itself can be some of the most difficult gameplay to talk over, and that's the main reason why a lot of the content on YouTube that has zombies is always live commentary or team commentary, because commentating over a zombies piece of gameplay, unless you have a topic, is just fucking difficult, man, because zombies is dull as shit to commentate to. Because you can't say things, you can't say, oh look, I did this here, I did this there, and unless you're either really exciting the way you play zombies, or getting really lucky in a lot of close encounters, it's just like, and I ran in a circle here, I did a bit of kiting here, and as you can see I turned around and cashed in a load of points off the zombies because I had a nice train with my submachine gun, and now I can pack a punch. And that is about as enjoyable as getting a diagnosis of a terminal illness, so you can imagine how difficult it can be. But talking about my holiday is completely unrelated to zombies, and you've got something nice to watch, and I can just, you know, riff on France about the things I liked, about the things I noticed, about the things that confused me, about the things that pissed me off, about the misconceptions and the preconceptions, and just everything, because I'm a very observational person, as anybody who listens to my commentaries will know, and I just pick up on everything, even the most slightest and ridiculous things. And I've probably got like attention deficit hyperactivity disorder or something along those lines, because my brain sometimes just fires at 1,000 miles per second, and there's just thoughts that just collide into each other like particles. It's just ridiculous. And that encounter right there, you have to be very quick to get up and kill those robots, because if you don't, they'll kill Tripp and you will fail. So be very careful. I actually had to edit out a death there because they gang raped her before I could get to her, unfortunately. But once you've pushed her up here, this marks the end of the Titan factory. So as always, guys, thanks for watching. I hope the guide's helping. Thank you for the support. Thank you for sticking with me over the holiday. And look forward to another Legend list. Look forward to the Deus Ex guide and the Red Faction Armageddon being finished. And as much exciting content as I can possibly push out before university starts and I have to slow down again. But yeah, eternally grateful, and you take care now.